Who am I? I'm the greatest. Who am I? I'm getting paid. Who am I? I'm so flagrant. Who am I? I'm the greatest. Who am I? I'm getting paid. Who am I? I'm so flagrant.
What's going on, guys? This is Boss Roy here with your career reading for the month of August. All right, guys, if you like this reading, please like, share, subscribe for me. Thank you so much. Let's get started with your reading. So I'll pull from your energy from the Money and Coming From deck. Also, I got a message from the Hard Truth deck. And I clarify some more of your energy before we dig into the tarot with the Money and Career Oracle deck as well. So let's get started, okay? Got one card for each. So we got Easy Does It, okay? Got long-term planning. We have bad advice, okay? Let's discuss this before we get into the tarot deck, okay? So Easy Does It. Slow and steady wins the race. This is not a good time to rush. Pay attention to every detail, okay? Be careful not to get involved with any rich quick schemes. So that's Easy Does It, okay? Then we have long-term planning. Plan for the long term, set financial goals for retirement, invest in long-term assets, and create a roadmap to achieve your desired future. Okay, that's long-term planning. And we also have a good warning for the month. So we got bad advice. You're listening to the voices that don't know the way. Don't take guidance from those in worse positions than you are. That can lead you to that can lead you where you don't want to go. Okay, so that's bad advice. Okay, so just getting started, guys. You're at the right type of space right now. It's all about, that slow and steady wins the race. Okay, you guys are in a space where it's like could be applying for jobs right now, and some of the jobs that are coming to you in your direction could be a little bit shaky. Okay, it could be dealing with pyramid schemes, or it could be dealing with situations where the company wants you to invest in all the equipment at first, and you're not really taking a chance in that direction because it just sounds a little bit off. Okay, so it's asking you to put money into a company, or put money and energy into like a new program that you're trying to sort of get insight from. But always remember, if you're looking for a growing company, if they're asking you for anything up front, it's something that's a little bit off about that. It's very off. So take a slow and steady approach. I know that the market right now is a little bit chaotic, and it has everyone sort of like in a space where they're trying to make the best possible decision, but you always have to look at it from a very logical perspective. Okay, beware of bad advice. Okay, even if someone's in a place where they're in the same situation that you are in, sometimes they could be looking at it from a very desperate type of lens. Okay, so you guys don't want to put yourself in an energy where you're looking at your career advancement from that desperation. Okay, because you're going to get to your goals. Okay, it's just it's a part of that journey. Okay, every journey has a particular steps along the way. You guys are looking as far as seeing what steps are needed for every part of your journey. Okay, if you're looking at own your own company, you're going about different stages in the beginning phases. Okay, what you can do. Okay, and you're not trying to put more stress on your self when it's okay, a lot of things that are already going on in your plate, especially if you're in the job market looking. Okay, so like I said, you're adding two things to your perspective. Is you're already looking for another position, or looking for another stable option, and also working on your own creative endeavors too as well. Okay, you're not trying to burn yourself out. Okay, a calendar will save you so much time, and also looking at as far as what you need to be doing during the week, and also looking to see, okay, if you're being worked or overwhelmed during your week as well. Okay, because like I said, going back to that first message, Easy Does It. Okay, you don't want to put yourself in a stressful situation. Okay, it's all about getting to your goals. Okay, everybody wants to get to their bag, but okay, at the end of the day, you have to make sure that you're not being lost in a shuffle when it comes down to making these decisions and career moves, and they're not giving you a sense of peace along the way. Okay, and like I said, there'll be so many things that are going on your plate right now, but keep in mind that things are going to work out. Okay, with your long-term planning. Okay, it's going to give you more of that financial security that you're looking for. It's going to give you that time and effort to spend with your family along the way. Okay, some of you guys could be so tunnel vision in as far as looking for jobs right now. You're taking away from your family time as well. Okay, so just finding that right balance. Even though if the situation is challenging for you, okay, sometimes, like I said, your family and your friends can sort of give you that peace of mind with that stress that you're going through. Okay, just to have them sit back and talk with you to encourage encourage you. Okay. If someone, just beware of the bad advice. If someone's coming to you, just, telling you what you should do, and, you're not handling things the right way, or if they're coming to you like from a side business perspective, okay, or like, from a very fraudulent company perspective, and they're like, trying to like really, gas like you into an opportunity, just be aware of that. Also, just beware what's actually coming into your fruition when it comes down to these jobs, because everything that's out there is not the best. Okay, make sure you look at reviews, look and see how these companies are good with their growth process. If it's a little bit shaky, stay away from it, and just sort of like, just look at things from like, perspective where it's like, okay, I want to be in somewhere that gives me that type of security where I can have that long-term long-term planning within the company. Okay. Long-term planning, it could be, okay, you want something stable so you can have that long-term planning process with growing and developing your business. Okay. So just make sure that it's going in the right direction. You're not putting in energy and effort for something that's sort of tied to a pyramid scheme perspective. Okay. Let's get started with your tarot deck here. Let's just sort of dive into your energy. Okay, got the Star card here. Okay, Death card here. Got the Emperor card. Okay, got the Knight of Wands. I'll pull one more card here. Let's see here. We got the Knight of Cups in reverse. Okay. All right, let's get started. So you guys are the star in the situation. Like I said, if you guys had that calm and steady approach in the month of August, you won't be overwhelmed. Okay, you're looking at it from a new perspective. Okay, you guys are taking all of your emotions out of the situation. You're looking at the business moves from a logical perspective, because at the end of the day, you're like, okay, you know what? What's going to make me an emperor? Okay, what's going to make me an emperor in the situation? Okay, is this job really, something that's going to be worth my value and worth my time? Okay, and you have to look at it from that perspective, because when you come in from that desperate type of energy, okay, especially when it comes down to your money, it's going to put you in a situation where you're always going to be in a role that's going to be lackluster for you. Okay, when you come from it from that perspective where you know your values, you know your worth before going into any type of direction, you're not going to put yourself in a space where you feel bamboozled when people are coming in your direction with something that's not going to be a growing opportunity for you. Okay, because then you'll have your guard up. Okay, because Knight of Wands, that quick energy, it could be someone, like I said, while you guys are applying, okay, in the month of August, and they're trying to just give you like these quick type of steps to get to the finish line. Okay, could be, like I said, quick interview process, could be like I said, quick offers, and you're looking behind the scenes to say, is this something that's going to really help me with my growth? Is this something that's going to really help me move forward? And you guys are realizing that Knight of Cups in reverse, that some of these companies that are going to reach out to you, okay, are not going to have your best interest, and they're not going to be for the best growth process in your journey. Okay, Mercury retrograde is going on, so like I said, just be wary of a lot of energy that's coming in your direction, because a lot of people are doing that fast talking energy. Okay, trying to get to their quotas, trying to get to their goals, and they know that the market right now is so overly saturated. So you got a lot of people out here that are looking for people that they can take advantage of, and they can really, it's a sad thing, but they could really tie them to a job that's not going to grow them in the proper direction. Okay, that's something that you guys are not going to see for yourself. You're going to be in that star energy where you're able to say, okay, what's actually effective for my growth in this situation, and that's going to help you sort of move forward in the right type of mindset to go about proper planning for that long-term investment for your company. Okay, you're going to be in that emperor perspective. Okay, where you're like you're looking at your environment. You're going to have that stability. You're going to have that stability in your emotions. You're going to have that stability to grow in your own direction as well, if you guys are looking to really build upon your own brand. Okay, so some of you guys right now could be doing both, where it's like you're looking for that job security, but you're also looking in to put in that time and effort as far as like working in your own projects. You're going to have that spirit of that emperor in you, okay, in the month of August and moving forward to go about hitting your goals in the proper direction. Okay, let's go a little bit deeper, get some clarity, see where you are emotionally. Okay, I'm going to pull from the Life Happens Oracle deck. And we're going to end with advice from the Clarifying Life Situations. Okay, so we got freedom here. You got intimacy. Y card here. You have longing and secrets. All right. So we have overthinking. And then I'm going to take one more. We got say less. Okay. So let's get started. You guys are going to get to your freedom. Okay. With that freedom, you're going to get to a place where you have that, inner intimacy with yourself, but also could be intimacy with people in your environment, your family, your friends, could be your relationships. Okay. This freedom is going to have you be able to grow in your own environment. Okay. I know you guys are questioning why. Okay. Why is it happening? What's going on? And sometimes, like I said, with these crazy things in life, when it comes down to crazy job experiences and opportunities that come in your way, a lot of times people just trying to manipulate. Okay, they try to find people that they can manipulate in the wrong direction, and just having that type of wisdom along for the ride is imperative, because it saves you a lot of situations where you don't want to put your investment in. Okay, so like I said, don't be tied to that why energy as far as what's coming in your direction or the time process, because you're gonna get to your happiness. Okay, you're going to get to your happiness. Like I said, you're going to be in that emperor perspective. It's just like I said, you're just in that space where it's like you want to go a little bit faster. And sometimes, during these retrograde months, like I said, we want to get to our goals in a quicker type of way and a quicker perspective. But, sometimes we have to look at things from a wise lens, and taking our time to really examine things from how they're going to affect us at the end of the day. If we see that, things are going to affect us in a negative direction, we know when to put our hands up and say, okay, you know what? Not going in there. Not going there. Okay, because you guys are longing for that security. Okay, you guys are longing for that security. You guys are longing for that balance. Okay, and like I said, and I know it's a bit secret right now because you're trying to figure out, okay, how is this going to happen, or when is it going to happen? But with that right work and with that right time, you're going to find the right thing that you're looking for, because it's going to make you feel free. So when you find that job opportunity and you go through your interview process, and it gives you that sense of freedom, okay, gives you that sense of being able to spend with your family in a proper type of way, you'll know when you hit that type of milestone. If you're seeing something that's very restrictive, okay, it's not going to give you what you're looking for, that's not something that you want to settle for. Okay, that's not something that you want to go into, because it'll put you in a space of overthinking. Okay. Anytime when you put yourself in that overthinking space, or when you see companies where they don't want to have you say what's on your mind, or they want you to sort of mold into the type of process where it's incorrect, or it could be a situation where they see that, okay, you bring a lot to the table, okay, but they don't want you to really help them in thinking properly as far as how to go about proper direction for your team and your environment. Okay. Anytime when you see yourself being restricted, or your voice being restrictive, okay, in these companies or in these jobs, or these opportunities where you sort of see that that heavy weighted feeling, that's for you to say, okay, you know what, is this really for me? Okay, I'm not going to be caught in this longer perspective. I'm going to really look and see, okay, does this give me the freedom that I'm looking for? Okay, does this give me that emperor type of status that's going to come into my fruition later on in time? Okay, like I said, it's just going to be a month where you guys are just really hustling right now when it comes down to making sure that you're doing the right moves. I really do see that that good news is going to come in your direction. Just take your time. Just take your time. Like I said, make sure that you get yourself centered, and knowing that emotionally that things are going to be a little bit chaotic, but like I said, with understanding and knowing your worth, you're going to put yourself back into this emperor position in this seat. Okay, let's end with the clarifying life situations. Going to pull one card for some positive advice here. Okay. So we have rough road. Okay. So prepare carefully before you continue, for it's a long journey ahead. Okay. All right. So just for some encouragement for you guys, like I said, this market right now could be a little bit tedious. It's all I know that you guys, like I said, want to see that wealth come into fruition. It is, but it's all about the planning process. And it's all about, making sure that, things are going to be aligned properly as far as like, with that company. How's it going to be tied with your budget? Okay. How's it going to be tied with like, proper growth when it comes down to like, your insurance and all that type of security that you're going to have in your direction? How's it going to be when it comes down to like, being able to save for your personal projects? Okay. That's really looking at, the job market right now. Since it is oversaturated, you don't want to be picking every type of fruit that's coming your direction with opportunity, because every opportunity is not the best. Okay. And I believe that you guys will have the proper wisdom to make the proper decision to see, okay, you know what, this opportunity right here is going to really give me that benefit. Okay. And that security that I'm looking for to really move forward in the right direction. Okay. All right, guys. It's like I said, I really wish it was some more positivity that's coming from the reading. And I really do believe that you guys are going to hit your milestones, but it's all about that slow and steady wins the race. Okay. I don't want to give you like news where it's like, okay, well, money's going to fall in your lap. Sometimes it takes time to find that security and go about that process for you. But like I said, I know you guys are going to reach your goals. I know you guys are going to have that hunger to find the right opportunity for yourself. And with that, I will see you next time. Please like, share, subscribe for me. Have a good one.
Who am I? I'm the greatest. Who am I? I'm getting paid. Who am I? I'm so flagrant. Who am I? I'm the greatest. Who am I? I'm getting paid. Who am I? I'm so flagrant.